one of the things that I'm trying to do in my films is to change the aesthetic sensibility of the audience. That some things confuse me about what people find disgusting or repulsive and what they don't find. And so most people would find the inside of their own body repulsive. And to me and I feel the same, but that confuses me. I don't accept this. My mind says this is wrong, that we have somehow not integrated our minds with our bodies. So I hope in all of my films that what seems perhaps disgusting at first, then gradually seems at least interesting, and then maybe by the end is even beautiful. And it's true that it might take seeing a film more than once to have that evolution.
Est-ce que ça vous dérange qu'il y ait des détracteurs de vos films, si on a besoin justement de comprendre tous les degrés qu'il peut y avoir dans vos films, quand on arrive et qu'on détruit votre film avec des arguments de premier degré? Est-ce que ça vous perturbe?
I must say that I take it all very personally because my films are a very personal expression of things. So much as I would like to be very objective and to be able to say, no, these things don't bother me. In fact, they do bother me a lot. The result is that I tend not to read reviews, you know, and unless someone tells me that there's a very good one or a very intelligent one, I try to avoid now reading reviews because I do have a very strong personal reaction to that.
Et quand ça va jusqu'à la censure, est-ce que ça vous limite par la suite, comme c'est arrivé avec Crash?
The censorship is completely unacceptable in a democracy. You know, adults communicating with adults, I cannot see how another person can interfere with that process and say, you must not see this thing that I've seen. The logic and the psychology that's always suggested to support it, to me, is always obviously ludicrous and ridiculous. So I'm very opposed to censorship of any kind, for any reason.
Vous avez parlé en conférence de presse, bon, à partir de ça aussi, là, mais de votre identité qui n'était pas du tout hollywoodienne. Si jamais un de vos films devenait un grand succès américain, pour vous, ce serait une contradiction? Ou...
Well, actually, my movie, La Mouche, was a big success. It's probably the most successful film that I've made. And to me, that was just by accident. But whether it really is a big success or not is I think it's just a miracle. So I think there's no point in chasing that. For me, to try to do that is not, it's not the main reason that I'm making a film. On the other hand, I do want an audience, you know, so if many millions of people see a movie and they love it, well, I wouldn't complain, you know.
De toute façon, le public, c'est pas Hollywood non plus.
Well, more and more. I think, I do worry that one day there would be only one kind of film that you could see, which would be a Hollywood film. And that, because film is not natural, you know, it's not, you have to learn film. You have to learn to understand film. We're so familiar with it that we think everybody is film literate. But in fact, if people lose the education to understand some other kinds of filmmaking besides Hollywood filmmaking, then that will be the only kind of film that you could see. And that would be very tragic because the film is still not achieved its full potential. I mean, there's so many more kinds of filmmaking that I would love to see. Some very extreme, there's so many things that you can do with film, but because of the financial pressure and the cost of film, filmmaking is becoming more and more conservative, more mainstream, more worried about being comfortable and secure, and it might someday not be, you might not be able to consider film an art form anymore one day.
Vous, comme spectateur, vous avez besoin de voir vous aimez être charmé par quelle sorte de film? Avez-vous besoin d'être surpris, étonné, dérangé par un film?
Well, all of those, but the most exciting kinds are the ones that I think are true art. The kinds that would give you philosophical insight and comfort you and would be the kind of films that you would want to see if you were in trouble in your life, you know, that the film would talk to you and educate you and, you know, illuminate you. And to me, that's the most exciting kind of filmmaking, and that's the kind that I'm most attracted to.